Peyton. It's Peyton on Sunday morning.
E-Man.
What about Peyton?
You know I have DirecTV NFL Sunday Ticket. I get every game, every Sunday, all in HD.
Yeah, I know that.
So you want to come over? I'll make nachos.
I can't right now, man. I'm playing.
Oh, yeah. All right. Pencil you in for Tuesday.
All right, jabronis. Clay and Tom back after about a 2-week hiatus. Got to lead off with the talk of the NFL right now. Eli is getting benched.
That's crazy, man. I don't understand it. Everybody's talking about it. We'll talk a little bit about it, but that's tough. Especially whenever your replacement is a guy named Geno Smith.
Who's best known for getting his jaw jacked by his own teammate.
No joke.
Over like $600.
Real, yeah, crazy.
In real fantasy football talk, playoffs. 2 weeks, Tom.
Playoffs. We got 2 weeks left, and there's going to be some playoff runs, and there's going to be some toilet bowl runs. Which side of the fence do you fall on? You might be surprised.
And that's true. We're going to talk about that here in a little bit. Let's jump straight into it, though, Tom. Last week, fantasy football was pretty interesting. You know, the matchups went about like we kind of probably expected they would, but several Tommy Waffles awards to give out.
Oh, there's quite a few. We'll start with my man Luke. Luke started Woodhead because he was going to try to reverse Woodhead me instead of Joe Mixon. Really not that bad of a decision, except Joe Mixon went off for like 29. Cost you the win, Bubba. Rolling through the next guy, Spencer. He started a wide receiver from the Lions, but he started the wrong one.
That's true. It's definitely true.
Popped in Golden Tate and should have put in Marvin Jones Jr.
And he got the L to my favorite first place bitch fest man, Chris.
Cromer went out on a limb and started 2 tight ends. And, Gronk did his work as usual, but his secret weapon, Greg Olsen, did like 2 points. So instead of playing Olsen, he could have played Jamal Williams, the savior for Green Bay, who went off for 30. Could have been the win.
I actually talked to Cromer about this last night, and Williams came in and had a pretty good game against me 2 weeks ago. Mm-hmm. I want to say 15 points or something. So I don't know why you wouldn't at least roll with him over Olsen coming off of an injury.
Yeah, he's been off 8 weeks, or probably longer than that.
You don't expect 30, but that's a decision that I probably would have made based on his potential floor.
It's always in hindsight, isn't it? How about my man Cody? Decided to roll with Tyler Lockett over Cooper Kupp. Cooper Kupp has been in double digits for the last several weeks, but you didn't play him, man. You could have had the win over Pele, bro.
This decision makes absolutely no sense. We went over the numbers, and Cooper Kupp, like you said, double digits consistently. So you know his floor is there. He rolls with Lockett, who had a couple weeks ago had like a 2 or something like that.
It was like 2, 4, 8, 3, and then whatever it was when Cody put him in. So. The decision-making behind that is... You pulled a Tommy Waffles, man. What were you thinking?
Yeah, exactly. Last but not least, Pele. Even though the luck of the Asian pulls through and he still gets the win, for some reason, went for Jared Cook over Hunter Henry.
Yeah, Hunter Henry did really well, and he seems to do pretty well most often. So you roll the dice sometimes, my man.
What I got from last week, of course, Thanksgiving. We hung out a lot. Me and Tom actually went golfing 2 separate occasions. First occasion, I melted down almost instantly. I'm the biggest head case out there. Tom and Chris whipped me at War Memorial. Second round, I teamed up with Eric, and basically Eric is laid up in a bed right now because his back is hurting from carrying me.
You guys play the best golf that I've seen in a long time, and I kept waiting for you to pull a classic Clay and start shanking and messing up and then, imploding on yourself. But for some reason, you stayed strong. And I guess it was all because of your teammate.
I think it was definitely all Eric. Another thing I got from the NFL that has been kind of a hot button issue is Michael Crabtree and Aqib Talib went for round 2.
That's awesome, man.
Because last year, they got into it. Talib ripped the chain off of Crabtree, apparently. Well, this year, right out of the gate, I mean, like the first drive of the game, not even, no smack talk or nothing. They go straight after it.
Usually you pay double for that kind of action, Cotton.
My thing is this, is if you got that much of a problem with somebody, why would you wait till the first quarter of a game where you get paid hundreds of thousands of dollars? Why don't you guys just meet up on the street, throw down, get it done with, steal his chain, get your ass kicked, either way. You know what I mean? I don't really care. Speaking of that, Crabtree got suspended that game, went for 0. Chris somehow still won.
You know when that happens to me, I lose. Especially when the opposing team has a guy go for 50, like Spencer did.
Oh, my God.
50. My Kansas City Chiefs, I've brought them down to my level, Tom. My team and my fantasy team are equally shitty.
The Kansas shitty Chiefs.
Now there's only one thing left. A Thunder Cookie.
I got a couple of Thunder Cookies lined up for you jabronis this week. Starting out with the Ball family. Lonzo, LaMelo, LiAngelo, LeVar, whoever it is. All of your whole family gets a Thunder Cookie. The latest with these guys, LiAngelo was overseas for a basketball camp or a tournament or whatever. Well, he decides to pick up some five-finger discounts. Gets caught, gets thrown in jail. Chinese jail. I mean, imagine that.
Dude, what an idiot. Of all the places to try to steal something, why would you go over to China and do it?
Well, here's the other thing. They're rich beyond anybody's imagination. They don't want for anything. They got so much money. Why? I don't understand it.
Makes 0 sense.
Well, some strings were pulled. They got these guys out. Got LiAngelo out. Sent him home. The second Thunder Cookie goes to all the reporters, paparazzi fans, just people in general that were at the airport waiting for them. These people did not need a welcome home. They needed a kick in the ass out. Somebody should have left them over there to rot for a little while. Maybe they think about their actions and come to a realization that they're freaking idiots. Let's roll on through. I gotta drop this on Ben McAdoo, my man. What? This is crazy. Ben McAdoo, McAdoodle, should literally kick his own ass, if that's even possible. I mean, who does he think he is? Gordon Bombay?
You've got to be number one. I won't tolerate any losers in this family. Your intensity is for shit. Win! 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 You son of a bitch.
It's funny because the first game he was on TV, Tom came back, man, this guy looks like Gordon Bombay. Who does he think he is with his stupid mustache and his slick back hair?
I even dropped a meme on the group message. I was like, is this him?
And then he's going to bench Eli?
Oh my God. Alright, now this one just recently popped up on the news feeds.
It's Tiger.
Yes, it's Tiger. Apparently he's going back to play golf. His first stop, the Bahamas.
It's Tiger.
Now, I gotta ask you a serious question, Clay. Do they have Perkins in Bahamas?
I always wanted to say this. For shizzle.
Clay Jones.
Is cooking.
Oh, man, it's been a couple weeks. Wheels are falling off here in Hate the Game League studios.
Anybody want to go to Perkins?
It's Tiger.
All right, so I got a few numbers for you this week, Tom. I'm going to jump right into it. 210.
I think I've got an idea about this, but lay it on me, man. What you got?
Eli's start streak.
Right.
How in the world can you take your franchise quarterback who's won you 2 Super Bowls and has a start streak that could potentially be a record breaker, and you're just going to bench him?
I don't know and understand. I read up on John Murrah and some of his comments, and he seems to be standing behind McAdoodle for some reason, so I don't know.
What is their problem? Next number I got for you, 3.
Lay it on me, man.
Potential venues for the DFL punishment.
Oh, you've been scoping some stuff out?
I've got 3 open mics pegged. I'm going to start canvassing each place, so if anyone's interested in maybe coming and hanging out and just watching, and let me know. I'm going to pick one place for sure, and then that's what we're going to roll with, and we'll set it up.
Cool.
Next number I got for you, 0.
I would say the number of wins that you have this year, but that's not it.
Number of good stories I got this week from the ladies.
You hadn't been hitting the town lately, huh?
No, I got out Saturday night, kind of hung out. Everyone I talked to is either married or not really that interesting, so It's been kind of dry over here.
Big fat goose egg.
7, last number of the week.
What you got, man?
Teams who could end up in the toilet bowl.
Dang.
Technically, it's 5 because me and Cody are locked in on the toilet bowl.
Sure.
Now we got a media break. Kind of an older song from Slash, Anastasia. It's freaking awesome.
I love me some me. Let's rock and roll, baby. All I want to know if you got your popcorn ready. Do you got your popcorn ready right now? Popcorn ready. You want answers? I think I'm entitled. You want answers? I want
Clay and Tom's weekly picks.
You can't handle
Their weekly picks. Haven't done a podcast in about 2 weeks, I think.
That's about right, yeah.
So everyone's been in the dark, who's going to win, why are they going to win.
What's going to happen? Who's going to do this? Who's going to Tommy Waffles? We bring it to you when we can. We're busy individuals, and you're lucky to have us on the radio. So.
I agree 100%. So here we go. First matchup of the week. Somewhat important, because it's me versus Luke. What do you got, Tom?
It's somewhat important because it has toilet bowl ramifications. So, yeah, Luke versus Clay. I've looked at both of these matchups. Both of you guys are projected very similar. Luke's team has some good matchups. His guys are going up against opponents that they can score points on. But can you do it?
I think I possibly can. Potentially.
Even with your waiver wire trash?
Here's the matchup of the week for me and Luke is I got Alex Collins for the Ravens and he has Danny Woodhead. We're starting the Ravens backfield. This is what we've sunk to, Luke.
That's awesome. Well, we'll see how that plays out. I think that this might be your week, so.
I'm going to go me as well because I need it to happen for some of these things to play out that I am really hoping for.
I got you.
Second matchup. Now, this one's important. You got Mr. Number One, Mr. Oh, I'm going to lose. Good game, ball game, bitches.
Final minutes of his run that week, and boom, he ekes out the win. Did it against Cody.
Yeah.
I mean, it just, and, he picks up somebody off the waiver wire, and boom, 25 points.
It's over.
Yeah.
Going up against my man, Mr. Fifth Place, Tommy Flowers.
The chump champ has arrived. And I got a good feeling about my team this week. I'm not going to pull any, last-minute substitutions like I did last week.
Are you sure?
I promise. I'm actually going to throw the phone in the trash can and run away from it. So I've got some good matchups, so hopefully I can get a win this week. My team is clearly better than Chris's. And when I say that, I mean this week, not all the other times. But don't look at my win-loss record or his win-loss record and, figure out who you want to win. Just roll with Tommy Boy, trust in me, and if I win against Chris this week, I will have beat him twice this season. So
nice. Nothing like sweeping the guy in first place. Normally I would go with Chris because he's had really good luck, but I think the luck runs out this week. I think you're going to be the one that's going to get him.
Good. I'm glad. I mean, his luck has got to run out at some time, right?
I hope so. I hope it's this week. Third matchup. This one is another important matchup with toilet bowl ramifications. We got Cromer versus Cody.
Man, Cody has one hellified losing streak, but nobody can lose 7 in a row. Am I right?
I did 8 last year.
So anything's possible. Cody gets the win this week, hands down. He's going to beat Cromer. Team's actually going to produce, and he's going to get his second win for the season.
I think Cromer probably somehow pulls this one out. I really don't want him to, but I think that something will happen. He'll somehow get lucky and he'll pull this one out. Next one, we got the Fiat 500 versus the Dolphin Flogger.
Man, this one could go either way. These guys score a lot of points each week. My perception is Ferrari's going to win. He's got some good matchups. He's got Kirk Cousins at Dallas, Melvin Gordon at Cleveland, Kamara at, it doesn't matter where he's at, he's going to score a hell of a lot of points on you.
Dude, that is the truth, man. That guy, what he scored 38 against me last week. I flipped on the TV. I hadn't watched football in a while. Turned on the TV. The first thing I see is him running a 74-yard touchdown. Flipped it right back off.
I think Ferrari takes this one.
This one actually has real playoff ramifications. As Josh is 8-4, Ferrari's 7-5. A win for Ferrari would definitely change it up a little bit in the top 4. I'm going to roll with Ferrari this week as well. I think he gets it done. Last matchup. This one is pretty surprising. Spencer and Pele. Spencer's sitting in at 7-5.
How is that even possible, man?
It doesn't seem like he should have that good of a record, but he does.
Spencer averages 122 points per week. That's pretty substantial.
Right.
Pele averages 119, so they're right there with each other week after week. Pele's coming off of a light week with a 90-something score, and Spencer continues to put big numbers up. So I'm going to have to roll Spencer here.
I think Pele's luck has finally run out, honestly. I think Spencer takes it this week. I think he has a chance to probably make the playoffs this year again for I guess it'll be the second time. I don't think he was in last year. So we're going to roll Spencer this week. Now, everyone really wants to know how the playoffs are going to turn out, right? But who the f*** cares about the real playoffs? What we're really concerned with here at Hate the Game League Studios is the toilet bowl. I hadn't had the paper rattling sound effect in a little while. So, Tom, sat down the other day and I thought, who could potentially make it into the toilet bowl besides me and Cody? You think you're safe. Just because you're sitting pretty right now doesn't mean it. So, I've got scenarios. Ferrari, Spencer, Patrick, Luke, and you all ending up in the toilet bowl, which you're kind of sitting in there right now.
Right.
So, we're going to start with Ferrari. You think you're sitting pretty right now. You're 7-5. You've got Alvin Kamara. You're dominating people. But you've got toilet bowl experience the last 2 years. Never made the playoffs. Here's what could happen to you, Ferrari. If you lose the next 2, you go to 7-7. Cromer and Spencer win at least 1. They go to 8-6. If Luke wins his next 2, he goes to 8-6. Ferrari, toilet bowl. Spencer, sitting pretty at 7-5 right now also. Riding high, Actually had a little bit of bad luck against Chris last week. Thinking you're going straight to the playoffs. Well, I got news for you, buddy. The toilet bowl could be in your future. If you lose the next 2 games, Cromer beats you in week 14. That puts Cromer at 8-6. Luke wins 2, puts him at 8-6. If Ferrari just wins 1 game, he goes to 8-6. You're in 7th place. Toilet bowl. My man, Patrick Cromer with the belt. You don't think it can happen to you? Well, it fucking can, buddy. You lose 2. Spencer beats you, which obviously is part of that. He goes to 8-6. Luke wins 2, goes to 8-6. Ferrari 500 the next 2 games, 8-6. Cromer goes from champ to chump. Luke is sitting in the toilet bowl right now.
Right.
So his scenario is pretty straightforward. If Ferrari, Spencer, and Cromer go 1-1, and Luke does not outpoint any of them, toilet bowl. Now, people don't know this about me, but I do like to dream about things like winning and
Win.
Win. Picking up lots of chicks,
Right.
and being good looking and all that kind of good stuff. Here's my dream scenario, Tom. This is what I'm going to call the Tommy Waffles pot splitting bitch 5th place domination scenario. And this is entirely possible. Tom, if you win your next 2 games, you go to 7-7. If Cromer loses his next 2 games, he goes to 7-7. If Luke only wins one of his next 2 games, he goes to 7-7. Okay, I'm going to break it down a little more for you, though. If you can outscore Luke by 31 and Cromer by 66, you will go to 6th place, and the other game in the toilet bowl will be the pot-splitting bitches, Patrick and Luke.
That's amazing. That's some hellified statics you got going on there.
You'd keep your mouth shut if you knew it was good for you, buddy.
Wheels done fell off here again. Only smack talk I got this week is from the McAdoo Eli situation. Comedian Michael Rappaport had an amazing rant about it.
Ben McAdoo, coach of the New York Giants. You decided to bench Eli Manning? You. You're benching 2-time Super Bowl champion Eli Manning, you motherfucker, you. The only person that should be getting benched is your fucking barber, okay? And whoever's telling you you look good with that dumb fucking mustache. You're the coach of the New York Giants. This isn't a minor league baseball team in Saskatchewan, you motherfucker, you. Bench yourself for not improving the offensive line, Ben McAdoo. Bench yourself for not getting us a decent running back. You don't bench Eli somehow, some way, Manning. He somehow, some way got us Super Bowl rings. 2 of them, okay? The Steelers would never bench Terry Bradshaw when Geno Smith throws 3 interceptions in the first half, and you, Ben McAdoo, come over to Eli Manning and tell him to check in. Eli Manning, you say these very words. Coach, eat a dick. I ain't going in. You go in.
I love that dude.
Oh, man, that guy's awesome. So, pretty much better than anyone else could have said it.
Without a doubt.
Last thing I got on the podcast today, we got an ugly sweater party coming up Saturday at the Cromer's house. Started out as kind of a league thing. Now it's basically turned into a mall mill thing, I guess.
Sure.
I'm going to go. I got my look on lockdown. I'm going to be looking freaking good, man.
You be looking fly for Christmas?
Yeah, for sure. We need to figure out plans for end of the year party as a group. Either something in between New Year's and Christmas, or maybe even the Super Bowl.
Sure.
And that'll be the party where we
remove the belt from Cromer and crown the new champion.
Yes. So the league will end around Christmas as far as week 16 goes, and we need to work on that. So have that in mind, jabronis. Other than that, it's been emotional.
Boom, son, you're done.